Yeah, sure.
Um, so, good evening, everyone. Uh, so, here we are with another session by Codess.Cafe. So, today we have Bhumi Malla as our guest. She's a data engineer at Cedargate Services and an executive member at Women in Big Data Nepal. Uh, Welcome, Bhumi, to our session. Uh, please give a short introduction about yourself.
Yes. Thank you so much, Komal. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Bhumi Malla. I graduated in computer engineering in 2020 from Kathmandu University. So currently, I am working as a data engineer as well as a team lead in Cedargate Services. I am also working as an executive member in the events team in an organization called Women in Big Data Nepal. So we basically organize different tech related events from this particular organizations. And yeah, apart from that, I've also been in a part of different events where I have mentored in, for example, in RI Hackathon, as well as some speed mentoring session, which just happened recently. So yeah, that's about me.
Uh, Thank you, Bhumi. That was an amazing introduction about you. So let's move forward with some of the questions. So please give a brief introduction about the company and uh, what does it aims at, etc.
Yeah, sure. So currently, I am working in a company called Cedargate Services. So this is basically a US based company, which basically involves analyzing US healthcare data and providing analytical solutions to its clients. So, with that product, which is like delivered to their clients, it would really help the client to make better decisions based on all the analysis that we do. So basically, they're going to send us, the client is going to send us their data, and we are going to use it and convert it in a way that would give them a better, analytical applications so that they can see, okay, this is what is going on in our data. And by using those insights and informations, they can decide on, okay, what to do in future, how can we make our company a better, and how can we, improve our business. So that is something that we provide, and that is how the clients that are associated with this company is benefited from the end product. So yeah.
So yeah, that's a quite informative thing about the company. So people who want to get to it. Now, like, what's your role in the company?
Okay. So in this company, I am basically working as a data engineer, where I am responsible for getting all the raw data and cleaning those data, and check and see if the data meets the requirements, meets the standard requirements of the particular company. And also, I'm also responsible to make certain modifications about, just using different technologies like Redshift or Amazon's S3 browsers or PostgreSQL. So by using all of these tools and technologies, I basically have to standardize the data so that those data can be fed into different applications and products of the company. So basically, the end goal here is to convert a raw data and unreadable data into a readable and standard format so that it can be used into different engines or modules, and ultimately the end user can use the applications. So yeah, that is the basic responsibility that I do in this company.
That's great. Congratulations for getting into the company. Now, I'm just curious to know how did you land to this field of data? Could you please elaborate that?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, that is kind of like interesting, and the journey is now when I reflect back, honestly, I didn't even know like what the field of data actually existed when I was in my second year or even third year. So I didn't even know that there is a field that is, dedicated to data itself. So I was like more into programming and web development and app development during my college days, because that's what everyone used to do, and I did the same. So yeah, I was like more focused on my academics, and even in my projects I used to do programmings which everyone else used to do. So that's how it went for like third year of my college. And when it came to my final year, I think COVID breakdown happened at that time. So that was the time when I was like, okay, now I'm sitting back and reflecting on my interest. And that's when I started asking myself, is programming what I really want to do for the rest of my life? Do I want to make web applications or phone mobile applications? So at that point, I actually didn't know what I really wanted to do and which fields to choose. And yeah, at that time I started to actively research for different available fields in the field of IT. I first started by building my LinkedIn profile, exploring different tech related groups in social media, especially on LinkedIn. There are like so many groups related to technologies. So I, actively started following those pages. And there was a lot of online events happening at that era. So I started signing up and at each and every online events that happened. So yes, in this process, I started when I was signing up, I gave my emails and everything. So probably during that process, there was different organization and groups which who got my email. And one day I just got an email from the organization called Women in Big Data Nepal. And I think that's when, because said big data in their name, so I was like, what is big data? Let's try to explore what it is. So that's how I got introduced to the field of big data. And I started researching on, okay, what is this field and what is it all about? And then as I was in the process of exploring different fields, I felt like, okay, let's try and get into this organization and see what it has to offer. So then I just interviewed for it, and I just got into this organization. And when I got in there, I saw like there are like so many members who are already working in different fields of data. And not just big data, it has a whole career path associated with it. There are like data engineers, data analytics, data science. There are like so many different career paths that is associated with this field. And that is I was like so I was so interested by it. So yeah, in this process, I there was like different internal sessions that used to happen in that organization. And there I found out the importance of data as well as different concepts of data. And that's when I realized that data is so powerful. For example, by just using small information, like what are your interests. uh, a big company like Netflix uses that data and then creates an algorithm which recommends you, if you're interested in this field, this movie, then you probably will be interested in this movie as well. And that's how, so many big companies uses that data, analyze that data, and gives in so much powerful output out of it. And that's how so many companies are getting benefits from it. So yeah, that is something that is when something I knew that, okay, this is really interesting and I really want to get into this field. And that's how I decided that, okay, I this is the field of my interest and I want to get in here. So yes, the moral of the story is that I think first and foremost thing before starting any career is that you should know which field that you're actually interested in. And once you realize that the field that you are interested in, you need to you need to be really proactive and explore different fields and try to relate your strong points with the different job descriptions or of each and every field. So yeah, firstly, just understand what you actually want. And yeah, that's how I ended up in the field of data.
So yes, I do agree that it's a vast domain to explore, and yes, it's fun. So mm, next, I would like to ask you that did you land up to this job via on campus or off campus?
Oh, so In my like curriculum of like college, like it was like 4 years of 4 years of courses, and we had to do like 3 months of internship compulsorily. So uh, I got into this field. Like different companies like come into our universities and they, interview us and just take to their company for 3 months of internship. So during that process, I actually landed up to this particular job. They just gave us different options like which field you would like to go and get in from this company. And I actually tried for one or two other companies as well, but because this particular company was dedicated in the field of data, I chose to this company. So yeah, uh, the internship offer was from the campus itself. So yeah, I would have to say that it's on campus.
So, would you recommend the audience trying for it off campus? How to get to this company?
Yes, definitely. I would definitely recommend other people to get in off campus, because there are like different vacancies that's going on, that happens, and that is getting published in, different online sites. So they can apply from there very easily, and they're gonna get in there if they have the right skill sets and right enthusiasm for it. So yeah, I would definitely recommend them.
So that's great. And would you recommend any preparation strategy that you personally followed during your college years?
Yeah. Okay, so talking about like preparations for any job interview, like not just data engineer, but any job interview, it might be helpful. So, firstly, what I did was when like firstly we just need to know like what we are applying for and where we actually want to go. So for example, in my case, I knew that I want to go in the field of data. So first I researched on, like, when I got the vacancy, when I saw the vacancy, I firstly researched on what kind of role it is and what kind of responsibilities are involved for that particular role. And at the same time, it is also important to know about the company and what the company is actually doing, and what are its end products, and what technologies that company actually uses. So it's first and foremost, it's really important for everyone to research on whatever they're applying for, as well as the company and technologies. And then the second is that you need to build up your CV accordingly. Like that is the most important thing. If you are very much skilled, but your CV does not portray your skills strongly, then probably you're not going to get selected for the interview, and you're not going to be shortlisted for the interview. And yeah, for that purpose, just we need to make sure that our CV portrays our skills very nicely. And also you need to have a very good LinkedIn profile, because that's how you're going to get shortlisted for the interview, and that's how you're going to, you know where you can actually portray what your skills are. So yeah, you need to prepare a CV based on the tools and technologies that the company uses, as well as the job descriptions that they have posted for that particular position. So yeah, develop a CV, develop a LinkedIn profile. And then you also need to know the skill sets that is actually required by that particular company. For example, if you are opting for a data engineer position, then you need to know at least one of the programming language, either Python or R or any other. One programming language is very important. Secondly, you need to be very strong um, SQLs, SQLs like PostgreSQLs or Oracle, or yeah, different other SQL languages. And then the concept of data warehouse is also important for this particular field, as well as the concept of OLAP and OLTP, as well as um, ETL, extract, transform, and load processes. So every these kind of skill sets are really important for this role. So firstly, we need to know what skill sets are required, and then we can just you can just search in Google or different other resources where you can get all of those skill sets and even practice them in different platforms. So another thing is that after you have all the skill sets, you can also you can also, just to know that what kind of job, what kind of what kind of skill sets that the company is expecting you, you can just contact one or even more of the people who are already working in that company via LinkedIn or anything. You can ask them, you can interact with them and ask what kind of suggestions that you would like to give for the interview, and is there any specific preparations that we need to do for that particular interview. And you can also ask for referral, because no one would hesitate to refer you if you are a very good candidate, and for that you need to have a very good CV and LinkedIn profile as well. So yeah, and also another thing is that if you have a goal of applying to a particular company, then probably you can also just give mock interviews in different other companies, so that what kind of questions are going to be asked. So once you're prepared on the types of questions that is basically going to be asked, you'll be even more confident while you're giving the interview. So yeah, I think these are some of the strategies that needs to be taken care of before going in an interview or before applying to any job.
So yes, these things are quite useful for anyone who aspires to be a data engineer, and yes, they can go ahead with all these strategies. So as you mentioned that the all your hiring process was on campus. So what was the entire hiring process, the number of coding rounds you went through, or the number of interviews? Please elaborate on them.
Okay, so in general, even though even if it is like on campus or off campus, in general there was like two kind of interviews. Like first is the technical interview, and the second is the HR interview. So for the technical interview, all you need was what I just described. You just need to have that skill set, and the CV process was also one of the main thing. So once you're shortlisted, you are just going to be selected for the technical round, and you need to have all the skill sets that I just mentioned. And another one is the HR round, where they're basically going to test your communication skills and how dedicated you are for this particular job, as well as your commitment towards this job, and how enthusiastic you are for this particular position. So yes, these all are also very important thing that you need to know. Apart from the technical skills that you have, I think it's also important for you to have that soft skills, so that you can demonstrate your capability. Like for example, if you're very talented at a particular programming language or any kind of field, but you have the solution for it, but if you are not able to explain that and express that solution, then nobody's going to know how talented you are, right? So yeah, communication skills is also really important whenever you are going for an interview or for any of the positions. And yeah, this is also something that's very much required while applying for any kind of job.
And the shortlisting is based on what process?
It is basically based on the CV itself, and maybe for example, if we are looking for data engineer, then the required skill set matches or not. I mean, whatever the company requires, those skill set does all of those skill set are there in the CVs or not. At the same time, the certifications that you have, that is also going to carry certain kind of weightage, as well as if you are like involved in some or the other thing related to that field, that is also going to help. Like if not like professional experience, if you have some voluntary experience, or if you are like participating in certain related domain, that is also going to help to just get shortlisted in any interviews. So yeah, CV basically.
Um, so, okay, that's great. And so, lastly, would you like to recommend any resources to the audience?
Okay, so for data engineer or any kind of fields that is jobs, careers that is related to the field of data, I think Data Camp is one of the very good resources for learning, because Data Camp has like explains the concepts, as well as different theories are included in it, and you can also practice them right after each and every topic. So yeah, datacam is also one of the very good resources, and you can also know the differences between each and every field, because there are a lot of fields in the field. There are a lot of careers in the field of data, like data engineer, data analytics, data science, and even ML engineer is also somewhat related to the field of data. So you're going to get the concepts of what each and every field is, and what are differences, and what are the skill sets that's required. Those can be covered in from this particular platform. And another is Coursera is also one of the very good platform. However, I understand the fact that it is not free for all the courses, but you can apply for scholarships. And if we give a valid reason for a scholarship, then they're definitely going to provide us the free resources. Probably it'll take like 2 or 3 weeks to get the resources, but yeah, you can definitely get it if you apply for scholarships. So yeah. And I think another one is also Kaggle is also one of the very good resources to just get step in and to learn in the field of data. So yeah, these are some of the very nice resources.
That's great. And like lastly, would you like to share some tips and tricks just for the audience, a last message?
Yeah. So I think what I like to share is that be very proactive. Firstly, you just need to know what field you are interested in, because if I'm talking about Nepal, then there are a lot of freshers who are like very confused in which field do they want to step in. Like I was even confused when I was in my final year. I was just still exploring to know where should I head next, right? So I think firstly, you just need to know where you actually want to get in, and for that you need to be proactive. You need to search for opportunities, either that's online or you can just get involved in. I think getting involved in tech related events is one of the very strongest way of figuring out the things and exploring things. So yeah, there are a lot of events happening which is organized by different organizations. So if you participate in those events, then you would just not get the chance of exploring the field, but you also get a chance of networking with different people and interacting with different people. And once you are very familiar with the interaction part, then that is what would improve your communication skills as well. And yeah, communication skills is important for the HR round interview, which I already mentioned. So yeah, there's a lot of advantage if you are involved in something other some other groups or organizations, or if you participate in any of the events that is happening online or offline. So yeah, that is one of a very good way to just get involved each and every time, and just polish your skills. Just try to polish your skills uh, whenever like you get a chance and whenever you get the opportunities. And as well as I would also recommend you to make your profile better, because that's how people are going to approach you. And if there is any like suitable jobs for you, then people are going to filter out you and approach to you. So make your profile better. And yeah, just do not hesitate to approach people, whether it is on LinkedIn or social media, because once you are a good candidate, then people are not going to hesitate to help you. And yeah, just try to just be calm and just message people. Just connect with a lot, as much as people that you like, and just message them casually. The possibilities are either they're going to reply or they're not going to reply. So there's no harm in just texting and asking for any help or asking for any suggestions. For example, if you're applying to a company, then you can just ask like what kind of roles are they expecting us, or what kind of questions can be asked in an interview or something like that. So yeah, just do not hesitate to approach to anyone via LinkedIn or any other groups, or in any events that you participate in. So yeah, I just think that being proactive and polishing your hard skills as well as soft skills is just enough for you to crack any kind of interviews, any kind of jobs interviews. So yeah.
So I guess this answers all the questions related to how to be a data science engineer, how to explore this domain, and how to be uh, how to explore basically different fields, data science, data engineer, ML, etc. Now will be up to the audience. if they have any questions. I can see some of the questions. Uh, so one question is, how can we get to know about many fields? Would you like to answer that?
Okay. So from my personal experience, I was, we had to do different projects in our colleges. So there, like, I 1 year at one semester, I did like web development, and another semester, I did like application development. I mean, mobile applications. And then, yeah, I started like I tried to, at least get introduced to one or the other field. So yeah, it actually kind of takes time, and I think one thing that you would know that, okay, this is the field that I'm interested in. For that, maybe you can align your strength with that particular career. For example, if you're very good at statistics, then probably data science is you can really excel in the field of data science. And if you are like, you love documentation and you also want to be associated with the technical part, then probably technical writing is one of the job that is suitable for you. So yeah, I think you just have to align your interest with the different career paths that is available there. For that, you need to explore. You just need to just get involved in, different kinds of groups, or just know that what kind of jobs are there. You can just simply Google and see that, or what all are the careers that are there in IT, and what are the descriptions, what skills do you need to have for that. So yeah, yeah, that's all.
So yes, this answers this question. And the another question was, how can I get off-campus placement? So I guess you have already answered this during the session. And how much CGPA matters in company interviews? So would you like to?
Okay, so I think probably that is going to reflect that you're very academic, but I think at the end of the day, everything that matters is how you give the interview and what skills do you have in an interview. So you just need to polish your skills and have that, correct balance of hard and soft skills. So if you have that, then I think your skills is gonna, overshadow your CGPA. So yeah, skills always.
So this answers all of the questions. So I guess this is a wrap up. Thank you, Bhumi, uh, for joining us. To all the audience, I would like to tell that please subscribe to Codess.Cafe for more such informative sessions. And thank you, Bhumi.
Thank you
Bye.
so much for this opportunity, and thank you so much for inviting me here. Okay, see you.
See you.